What's up, everyone? I am Jamie with Three Little Goats Homestead, and today's kind of a continuation of last week's video. If you watched last week's video, we started doing our fall planning for the season to try to get stuff done while the temperatures are a little bit cooler. This week we're kind of hitting the ground running because there's a lot of things that we need to get done right now. And the temps have been in the mid 80s, which is a nice break considering we've been in the hundreds, but we're supposed to get back up into the high 90s next week. So we are in kind of a hurry to get some stuff done. So last week we did all of the girls' spa day and Jesse got the grass cut around the house. Now we are doing the garden, and Jesse's actually going to take the GoPro out today and do some footage of some tractor time, because today he is working on cutting the lower pasture so we can get that knocked out of the way. I think secretly he's just trying to get all of his chores done early so he can play with his new antenna that he got for his ham radio setup. But hey, as long as we get it knocked out. Alrighty, so this is what we are looking at right now. If you watched last week's video, I kind of showed you what it looks like on the inside of the greenhouse. Like I said, we had temperatures in the hundreds for multiple days in a row, so everything was really neglected. The okra I neglect anyway because I can't really weed the okra, because every time I brush up against the leaves I break out in a hive. So we're going to try to get all of these beds ripped out today and try to start working on the greenhouse as well. So I'm going to get working to that, and then we're going to go check on Jesse.
Hello everybody. I'm not very good at this, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. Since my task today is to cut the lower pasture, I gotta get rid of some tree debris that fell down during the last storm. And it's not too bad, but it's kind of heavy. The last time I tried to move it, I threw out my back. So I'm not too happy about this project. Hopefully it goes smoothly. But honestly, we'll be using the tractor more than anything. Alright, so this is the black walnut. It looks like it's been dead for a while. In the last storm we lost some limbs, some pretty big limbs, and it did land on the fence, but I pulled it off of that because I didn't want it grounding it out, because we don't want those jerks going into pastures that aren't ready for them yet. But this is one of the 3 trees that we'll be cutting down probably in the fall time. And something really cool about this tree, the last time I was out here, is there was a tail up in one of these branches. So I couldn't find the squirrel that belongs to that tail, so it's just a squirrelless tail, I guess. Yep, that's the mess. Let's get to it.
So this is our first day using our new GoPro, and there is a little bit of a learning curve for us with it. And as I'm editing this, I realize that this clip is actually in time-lapse instead of just video. So what Jesse is doing here is he's actually cutting a part of the pasture short so he can take all of the logs that he's going to be moving and put them over here so we can burn them later this fall. And as he was cutting them, he realized that the brush hog was not cutting like he needed it to. So we will see all of that and then cut to the garage when we're back to video.
Alright, so we brought it back to the shop to figure out if we have some extra bolts and stuff like that. I didn't have any extra shear pins, but for some reason I put one here. So now this one that was in here is going to come and fit on right over here. So I guess I could get mad at it, but why bother? some of these logs and all this broken, busted up tree in our little pile for later. All right, so we got all of this stuff done, but I realized that I'm gonna have to cut these up a little bit because they're a little bit too big for me to manage. And I also got to figure out how I'm gonna go ahead and drag these out with some chain and Big Blue. So let's get back to it.
Forget all your sorrows, let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. We are all about the good vibes. We are all about the good times. Dance until it feels alright, all night. We're all about the good vibes, all about the good vibes.
All right, so yeah, the temperature is a lot cooler than it has been the last few weeks, but it's still hot. But I've got the beds all cleaned out. The only thing that's left in here are my corn, the beets that I planted a few weeks ago, which are in that far bed, and then I've got a couple things of snap peas in pots. Something keeps eating the tops off of my snap peas, so I'm hoping now that everything is cleaned out, some of the pests will move out, and I'll give it a few days and mend all the beds and then start planting for fall. So I think we are officially done in the outside garden. I am not getting to the inside garden today. That is for sure.
All right, so we got all of them up. This is the last load. Got to put that in the pile, clean up, and then we can actually do what we're supposed to be doing, which is cutting all that. We keep it short, about 6 to 5 inches to keep it in its growth rate, but we're also trying to knock out all these. I don't know what this is. The cows don't eat it, so it's got to go. Alrighty, friends, that's it. That's all the wood that we just picked up. Now we can get to cutting all this stuff, and I am totally ready to do it because I just had some water. I got my headphones in. My conspiracy theories are ready to go, and so am I. The next day. I'm not hot and sweaty right now, but I'm sure that'll change.
So Jesse had to head out for an appointment real quick. So this morning I am going to start working on the greenhouse. It is currently 70 degrees and it's a little bit warm already. The sun, I'm not going to lie, the sun is not our friend. The shade, it feels great, but the sun just doesn't make it very nice. So when he gets home, he will start on the chicken coop, and he'll also do the buck barn as well. So while it's going to be hot in the greenhouse, I'd rather be in the greenhouse than in the buck. Alright, so unfortunately nothing came in here last night and cleaned this out for me today. So I guess I need to get working on this. I'm probably not going to film a whole lot of it just because this video is getting long. But we're going to just slowly go at it. None of this is going to go to the goats though, because I don't feed nightshades to my goats. Just personal preference. I'll feed them some tomato scraps every once in a while, but I do not feed them the plants. So none of this will go, just in case something gets mixed in. But if you guys are ever looking for an Instagram worthy garden, you will not ever find it here. So I'll bring you guys back when I get as far as I can without going any further. Alrighty, so I am about halfway through, making progress. I've got all these beds done and some of that grass up there cleaned up. I did come across a very large wasp nest, so I had to spray that, and I'm just kind of letting them disperse before I start working back over in that corner. I've started on this bed. We're going to start working our way down this way. I've cleaned out the middle beds as well, so I think we are going to take a little bit of a break, drink some water. It is currently 100 degrees in the greenhouse, so Jesse is over working in the buck pen, so we'll go and check out and see what he's doing.
Alrighty, so it's a new day, and I'm sure Jamie's already said it, but I'm going to go ahead and start working on cleaning out the boys' barn, so we can get that knocked off of the list. Alrighty, so we're at the bachelor pad now. We went ahead and got the trailer ready on the back of the side-by-side. And this is what we'll be cleaning in here in a few seconds. See a lot of flooring on the floor, so it looks like gravy may have peeled that up. So now all this is unusable. But I guess that's how it goes. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so this is as far as I'm going to go with it. I mean, she's not a total Betty. You can see right here where the dog has chewed up all of the flooring. So that's going to be a future project. Or not a project. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Another thing, if you're going to do this, make sure you put on your face diaper. Because, yeah, you're going to get some wonderful snot later. Alright, gonna go ahead and move on to the next project. Alright, so we finished up with the boys. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the chickens. What we're gonna do in there is put some more pine shavings in there, put up some roosts, and then just clean around the front end of the building itself. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, as I was just talking about, we're gonna get rid of all this brush right here. Gavin doesn't like it. It's thorny. Every time he gets in here, he gets stuck by something, and plus it's probably a good place for like snakes to live. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that right now. Alrighty, so we're done with the chicken coop. Like I said before, all we did was just put down some more pine shaving. We're doing the doing this until we actually build our mobile chicken coop thing, and also threw these up for more roosts because we've got quite a few chickens and pretty sure they're all not fitting up there. So hopefully this works out. let's go ahead and start on the next project. Alrighty, next thing up, we got to go ahead and put up the temporary line for this side of the pasture. That way we'll have 1, 2, 3 on this side, 1 back there, 1 past the creek, and the winter pasture there on the other side of that greenhouse. So we got plenty of little pastures or paddocks or whatever you call them. We'll get those set up. That way it's easier for me in the long run. And but right now we got to go ahead and cut a nice strip. That way I know where I'm going. Alrighty, so we already got our lane cut. That's where I'm gonna go ahead and stick all these little posts. Hopefully I get them, well, I guess it doesn't really matter if it's straight or not, but from there to there, using these guys and that reel and our little mule there. Alright, let's get to it. Yeah, it's hot. All right. My crooked line is up, but it'll work just fine, I think. I mean, if not, what's the worst thing that happen? Cows get on this side and start eating more grass. But it's okay. It's okay. All right, let's pick this stuff up and go back inside. All right, I figured out why I was getting shocked. So I originally put it on that right here. And it just slid on down right there and it's touching. So yeah, yep. That was fun.
Alrighty, so for the most part it is completely cleaned out. I've got to go in and I've got to rotate all the dirt in the beds, and I got to add rabbit poo to it and some mulch and get all of those ready, but they're all cleaned out, and I got a lot of that crabgrass that's everywhere pulled up. I still have to finish pulling that up, but it's 120 degrees in the greenhouse right now, so you know it's hot when you go outside of the greenhouse just to cool down. So we're going to call it a day for today. But I would officially say that all the greenhouse beds and the outside beds are clean. Do the honors?
Yeah.
So the only thing we have left to do is castrate the pigs, which we're not going to record because YouTube doesn't seem to like that kind of stuff. So our weekly tasks are done. So we got our weekly tasks done in what, 3 days total it took us?
3 days, yeah.
And we only sustained 1 wasp sting, so I say that's a win.
Yeah, it's definitely a win for me because you got the short end on stick on that one.
It was only 120 degrees in the greenhouse this afternoon, so you know, it's like a nice relaxing spa sauna. That's how I kind of try to think of it.
It's wonderful.
So we're gonna call this one done. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, a small thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We put out new videos every week, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.